What's coming is worse than a recession, the ultimate warning from Charlie Munger. The world is addicted to easy money. We've seen booms in every corner of the market, driven by a powerful psychological force. But history shows us that when the tide goes out, it reveals who was swimming naked. The next time the tide goes out, the beach won't just be empty, it will be a graveyard of broken dreams and shattered portfolios. Robert Kiyosaki said, "What's coming is worse than a recession." He may have been right, but to truly understand why, we can't look at the symptoms. We have to look at the cause. We have to look at the human brain and the biases that blind us. And no one understood the human brain better than Charlie Munger. Today, we're not just going to talk about a market crash. We're going to use Charlie Munger's timeless psychological wisdom to reveal the brutal truth behind the coming crisis. We're going to give you the mental blueprint to not just survive it, but to thrive because of it. 1. The Lollapalooza Effect. The coming psychological storm. A normal recession is a painful but predictable part of the economic cycle. It's often caused by a single factor, like high interest rates or inflation. But Charlie Munger saw something far more dangerous. He called it the Lollapalooza Effect. It's not a single factor. It's a perfect storm where multiple psychological biases and economic forces converge to create a devastating outcome. This is why the next downturn won't just be a normal recession. It will be a test of your mental fortress against the most powerful forces in human nature. Munger identified dozens of these biases, but he knew they rarely act alone. A Lollapalooza is a multiplicative effect, not an additive one. When multiple biases act in concert, their combined power is exponentially greater. The result is a stampede of irrationality so powerful that it overwhelms even the smartest people. It's like a massive magnet pulling the entire world in the same direction, right toward a cliff. The 4 biases converging right now are: social proof, the herd instinct. Everyone is following the crowd, believing that what's popular must be right. Incentive cost bias. The system is built on incentives that reward dangerous, short-term behavior. Confirmation bias. People only listen to information that confirms their existing beliefs, creating an echo chamber of delusion. Reciprocation. People feel they owe loyalty to others who share their beliefs, even if it's a bad idea. These 4 forces are acting like a financial vortex, pulling everything into a state of extreme overvaluation and extreme risk. The coming crisis will be the inevitable consequence of this powerful, compounding psychological event. 2. The delusion of social proof. The stampede to nowhere. Of all the biases, social proof is the most powerful and the most dangerous. Our brains are wired to believe that if everyone is doing something, it must be the right thing to do. We are social animals. In ancient times, following the herd was a matter of survival. But in the modern financial world, it's a guaranteed path to ruin. Think about the last few years. Every person you know was investing in the same stocks, the same cryptocurrencies, the same real estate markets. The experts on social media were all saying the same thing. No one wanted to be left out. The fear of missing out, or FOMO, became the most powerful force in the market. This isn't just about a few people making bad decisions. It's about the creation of a massive financial echo chamber. You don't just see the news. You see your friends and family talking about the same opportunities. You hear the same stories of people getting rich. The more you see it, the more you believe it. This creates a bubble of unreason that, when it finally pops, will cause a crash far more violent than a typical recession. Because when the stampede reverses, it will do so with the same ferocity that created it. The crowd will run for the exit, not because of a change in fundamentals, but because of a change in sentiment. And sentiment, powered by social proof, can change in an instant, leaving no one safe. 3. The danger of extreme incentives. The system is rigged. The second force in this Lollapalooza is incentive cost bias. Munger said it's the most powerful force in the world. He understood that people will always follow the money, and for decades, the financial system has been built to incentivize the wrong behavior. Think about it. The people who got paid the most during the last boom were not the long-term, patient investors. It was the crypto promoters, the real estate flippers, the day traders. The system rewarded risk, not wisdom. It encouraged speculation, not value creation. Consider the perverse incentives that are baked into the system. A financial advisor is often paid a commission on the stocks they sell you, not on the long-term returns you make. A mortgage broker is paid to close the loan, not to ensure you can afford it. The entire system rewards activity, not wisdom. It rewards short-term, risky behavior, not long-term, sound judgment. This creates a house of cards that is structurally unsound and built to collapse. This is why when the crash finally happens, it won't just be a simple correction. It will be a painful reckoning for an entire system that was built on a foundation of misaligned incentives. The people who profited the most from the boom will vanish, leaving the average person to suffer the consequences. 4. The Munger checklist. The power of inversion. While others are trying to predict the future, a Munger-esque mind is doing something different. They are inverting the problem. Munger's famous principle was simple. All I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I'll never go there. He didn't focus on what would make him rich. He focused on what would kill him. When you're facing a potential downturn, don't ask, how do I make a lot of money? Instead, you invert the problem and ask, what could destroy my entire investment? What will cause me to go bankrupt? What will make me sell at the bottom? What kinds of businesses will not survive a downturn? What kinds of debt will ruin me? By focusing on avoiding ruin, you dramatically increase your chances of success. It's a psychological trick that shifts your mind from reckless speculation to calm, rational risk management. This simple checklist is a powerful defense against the chaos of the market. It forces you to confront the ugly realities that others are ignoring. 5. The anti-expert mindset. Trusting your own judgment. In the next downturn, every financial pundit on television and every guru on social media will have an opinion. They will tell you to buy, sell, or hold. But a Munger-esque mind understands that most experts are simply high-status individuals who are just as susceptible to the herd instinct as everyone else. A true Munger disciple has an anti-expert mindset. It's not about ignoring all experts, but about questioning their incentives. An expert who is paid to be active will always recommend action, even when the wisest choice is inaction. An expert who is paid to manage money will rarely tell you to do nothing. The coming crisis will be the ultimate test of your ability to think for yourself. The courage to say, I don't know, and I won't do anything until I do, will be a superpower. You won't be a sheep following a financial shepherd. You will be your own guide, armed with your own reason. The anti-expert mindset is the ultimate defense against the noise and the deception that will fill the airwaves. 6. The anti-fragile mind, your weapon against chaos. So, if a crash is coming, what do? Most people try to build a resilient mind. A resilient mind is like a rock. It can withstand a storm, but it doesn't change. Charlie Munger's solution was to build an anti-fragile mind. This is a concept popularized by Nassim Nicholas Taleb, which Munger championed. Anti-fragility is a state where something gets stronger from stress, volatility, and chaos. A person with an anti-fragile mind sees a market crash not as a disaster, but as a gift. They welcome the chaos, because they know it presents opportunities that are not available in a stable environment. Tip: to cultivate an anti-fragile mind, you must first embrace the inevitability of bad things happening. Stop expecting a smooth ride. Start expecting turbulence. When a market drops, ask yourself, what new opportunities does this create? This simple mindset shift is the ultimate antidote to financial anxiety. It helps you see the crash not as an end, but as a beginning. An anti-fragile portfolio is one with cash on the side, ready to deploy when others are panicking. It's built to profit from a crisis, not just endure it. 7. The ultimate protection, the circle of competence. When the Lollapalooza effect takes hold, everyone will be running around, buying what they don't understand and selling what they do. This is the moment to rely on Munger's most famous principle, the circle of competence. Your circle of competence is the area you have genuine knowledge and deep understanding in. When the chaos hits, you stay within your circle. You don't try to be a hero and buy into a field you know nothing about. You wait for a business you truly understand to be offered at a fantastic price. Tip: to alleviate the emotional stress of a market downturn, make a list of the 5 to 10 businesses you understand better than anyone else. Read their annual reports, study their management, and know their strengths and weaknesses. This is a moat around your knowledge. While others are being swept away by the current, you are standing on solid ground, waiting for the perfect opportunity to present itself. This quiet confidence is the ultimate protection. 8. The iron law of cause and effect. The crowd will tell you that a market crash is random, a fluke, a black swan event. They will use phrases like unprecedented volatility. But Munger knew better. He understood the iron law of cause and effect. Every outcome has a cause. The current causes unprecedented debt levels, a decade of low interest rates, and the mass delusion of social proof will have an inevitable effect. They are not random. They are a direct result of human behavior. Understanding this removes emotion from the equation. It allows you to see the crisis as a predictable consequence, not a random act of fate. This is the core of Munger's rationality. He didn't get emotional about the inevitable. He simply prepared for it. He understood that high prices were a cause, and a coming correction was the unavoidable effect. 9. The fable of the fast-flying pilot. Imagine to pilots. The first pilot is obsessed with speed. They ignore their instruments, fly through storms, and take every shortcut. They're praised by their passengers for a fast flight, but they are constantly on the verge of disaster. They're addicted to the thrill of the chase. This is the investor who is addicted to quick profits. They ignore the fundamentals of a business and chase a quick return. They're celebrated in a bull market, but they are a catastrophe waiting to happen. They are flying blind. The second pilot is obsessed with safety and systems. They constantly check their instruments. They respect the laws of physics, and they never fly through a storm they can't handle. They are methodical, patient, and sometimes boring, but they always land the plane. This is the Munger-esque investor. They respect the fundamentals, they understand human psychology, and they are prepared for the inevitable storms. In a downturn, the fast-flying pilot crashes, but the methodical pilot lands safely and is then able to pick up the pieces from the wreckage. 10. The philosophical payoff. The freedom of the mind. The final lesson from Munger's wisdom isn't just about making money. It's about gaining freedom of the mind. The coming crisis is a great test, but it is also a great opportunity. It is an opportunity to break free from the herd's thinking, to shed your biases, and to become a more rational, composed, and successful individual. Munger's philosophies are not just a financial strategy. They are a blueprint for a life lived with clarity and purpose. They are a path to mental tranquility in a world of chaos. By following his principles, you are not just preparing for a recession. You are preparing for a life of quiet, rational success, regardless of what the market does. 11. The psychology of the inverted mindset. The lighthouse analogy. Munger's concept of inversion is more than a mental model. It's a way of life. Imagine the ocean. Most investors are obsessed with finding the treasure. They sail toward the horizon, looking for the next big thing, the next high-growth stock. They are only looking at the sunny side of the market. But a Munger-esque mind is a lighthouse. A lighthouse doesn't tell you where the treasure is. A lighthouse tells you where the rocks are. This is the power of the inverted mindset. It is not designed to help you find the next great company. It is designed to help you avoid the certain ruin that comes from following the crowd into a dangerous situation. While everyone is talking about the potential upside, you are quietly identifying the catastrophic downside. This mental discipline is what separates the long-term survivors from the short-term speculators. You will know exactly where to not go. 12. The biopsychological reality of pain and pleasure. Munger understood that the human brain is wired against us. He knew that the pain of a loss is biologically far more intense than the pleasure of an equivalent gain. This is why investors will sell a stock that has dropped 10% just to stop the pain, even though a rational analysis would tell them to hold on. The fear-driven part of our brain overrides our logical thinking. The coming crisis will be an opportunity to confront this hardwired bias. When the market drops, your brain will scream at you to sell. It will tell you that the world is ending. Your body will feel physical pain. But this is the moment you can use your conscious mind to override the primitive part of your brain. This is a powerful, difficult, but ultimately liberating act. Munger's philosophies are a set of tools to help you gain emotional control in a moment of panic, allowing you to act rationally when everyone else is acting on their deepest fears. For the conclusion, your final choice. The world wants you to believe that a recession is the worst thing that can happen. But Munger knew that the real danger is a mind that is unprepared for the psychological storm that comes with it. He said, "The best way to handle a crisis is to prepare for it in advance." The time to prepare your mind is not during the crash, but right now. The world is on one path. What path will you choose? If this video gave you the courage to see the world with clear eyes, I have a challenge for you. Hit that like button and consider it your first act of rebellion against the herd. It's a silent vow that you will no longer be a victim of your own biases. And if you are truly serious about forging a mind of steel, the kind of mind that gets stronger from chaos, then subscribe now. Don't miss our next video, which will continue this journey toward complete financial and mental freedom. The next move is yours.